My name is Polizhaeva Inna. I am candidate economic science, associate professor of chair economy, South Kazakhstan University. Today we will consider subject organizational and legal forms of the enterprise. In the organization of business activity, the special place belongs to the enterprise organized by association of businessmen to economic association and societies. Economic associations and societies, it is a commercial organization with divided into shares of founders by authorized capital admit. Association of businessmen divided two main types. It is association of persons and association of the capitals.
Associations of persons are based on personal participation of the members in business management of firm. Members of such enterprise unit not only monetary and other means, but also own activity in appendix of these means. Each participant of such enterprise that the right for business management, representation and management.
Association of the capitals assessment, addition only of the capitals, but not activity of investors, the management and operational management of the enterprise is executed specially created bodies. Responsibility according to obligation of association of the capitals is borne the enterprise, and participants are these exempted from the risk resulting from economic activity.
The full association is an association of two or more purposeful implementation of business activity for the purpose of generation of profit, while participants personally participate in affair of association. And everyone bears full responsibility according to obligation. It not only the invested capital but also all the property. Losses and profits of full association are shared between participants in proportion to a share or more of everyone in the general property of association.
The limited partnership is association of two or several persons for implementation of business activity in which one participant full components bear responsibility for association, both the contribution and the other property and the other components answer only with the contribution.
The limited liability company is a firm, the organization of the enterprise which participants bring a certain share after that capital and bear limited liability within its deposit.
Open company has a number of the characteristics making it prominent from other forms of the enterprises. Existence of the share capital, the enterprises in the form of open company, mostly the small and average organizations, more mobile and flexible than joint stock companies. Share certificates, unlike actions, aren't securities and respectively and aren't traded on the market.
Society with additional responsibility (CER) is a kind of economic societies. Feature of CER is that it insufficiency of property of society for satisfaction of requirements of creditors. Participants of CER can be brought to property liability for debts of society by their personal property and in solidary order. Important feature of CER is also that in case of bankruptcy of one of participants, his additional responsibility in proportion or in order established by constituent documents. It is distributed between other participants as those growing to their shares.
The joint stock company represents a form of the enterprise, which means are formed due to really and the placement of Charles. And the participants of the enterprise bear the responsibility limited to only that sum which was paid for the assured Charles. Contribution to the joint stock company capital only. Society answer for obligation joint stock company the property.
The enterprises of joint stock have the following identities. Ability to attract additional investment with a share user way. Restriction of responsibility of shareholders at the general economic interest and the effective activity of the enterprise. Decrease in enterprise risk. Simplification of modulation capital means from branch in branch. Reduction of dependence of joint stock company from structure of shareholders. Existence of the apparent mechanism of activity of the joint stock company based on the joint stock legislation.
The authorized capital of the joint stock company is formed in two ways. Third, a public subscription, third distribution of action among founders. In the first, open joint stock company. In the second, clause is formed.